Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me for this glowing flexibility Hatha based practice. You don't necessarily need any props for this class, but if you know you're a bit more flexible, still working on increasing your flexibility, I would recommend you grabbing some blocks, maybe a strap, something to replace it, and when you're ready, just go ahead and meet me on the mat. So when you guys are ready, we're going to start in a downward facing dog. You can slowly make your way. You want your feet to be hips distance apart. Same thing for your hands. Try and let your chest melt towards your thighs. Hips lift up. Tuck your belly button in. You can imagine that your armpits are looking at each other. I'll invite you to close your eyes. You can start connecting with your breath. Settling into the pose. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, you're going to go ahead and lift both heels off the mat. Roll forward into high plank. Exhale, bring it back. Downward facing dog. You can readjust yourself if you need to. Again, inhale, roll forward to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Two more like this. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last one like this. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. This time, shift the weight forward, lower down, chaturanga, hold, and lowered, upward facing dog. Slowly make your way back into downward facing dog. We're gonna warm up with a few sun salutations. So when you're ready, you can go ahead, take a big inhale, maybe bend the knees, look forward, jump to the top of the mat, or walk to a half forward fold. Take a big inhale, exhale, let it mount into a forward fold. Inhale, this time rise all the way up, maybe take a slight bend. Exhale, dive it back all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale, half straight back. Exhale, this time put the hands down, maybe jump back, chaturanga, or walk back to upward facing dog. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. Same thing. Take a big inhale. Maybe jump forward, straight back. Exhale, let it melt. Inhale, rise up. Maybe take a slight bend. Exhale. Dive it down to a forward fold. Inhale. Straight back. Exhale. Bend the hands down. Jump back or walk back. Chaturanga, downward facing dog. Upward dog, sorry. To downward facing dog. One more like this. Take a big inhale. Maybe jump forward. Straight back. Exhale. Melt. Inhale. Rise up. Maybe take a slight bend. Exhale, dive forward. To a forward fold. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, bend the hands down. Maybe jump back. Chaturanga. To upward facing dog. Back to your downward dog. This time you're gonna go ahead and just step your right foot in between your hands. Let your left knee come down on the mat. You want your right knee to be on top of your right ankle, and you want your hips to be squared facing the front of the mat. Take a big inhale. Arms raised up overhead. Exhale. Palms come to heart. Take a big inhale. We're going to take a twist here. So go ahead and bring your left, kind of hook your left arm on your right thigh. Maybe on the next inhale, go ahead and take a side bend and grab onto both arms. If it's accessible to you, go ahead and tuck the back toes. Maybe straighten out that back leg. Make sure you're breathing. Next inhale, lower down your left knee back on the mat. Hands come back to prayer. Bring it back to center. Next inhale, go ahead and shift your weight back. Just place your hands by your side. Now take a half split here. So maybe you're here, maybe your hands are on your blocks. If ever you need to use props, don't be afraid to. Take a big inhale, straighten your back, and exhale, let it melt. Making sure your hips are squared, chest, back, spine is long. Two more breaths here. Next inhale, slowly lift back up to a straight back. Plant your hands down this time. Try and press down into your hands. Hollow, kind of round up your heart. Bring your right leg to your chest and kick it back. On your next inhale, bring your right leg straight onto the side. We're going to take a half frog pose here. So you want your leg to be straight in line with your knee. Slowly let it slide. Maybe you need to readjust yourself if you don't have enough room, like me. And then you want this foot to be a little bit more out, so not perfectly in line with your knee. Let your hips sink down towards the floor. I would recommend you lowering down on your forearms. If this is really, really challenging for you, maybe just lay on your chest to begin with. Really focusing on that pelvic tilt here. Lifting your heart. Two more breaths here. Your next inhale, point your hands back down on the mat. Glide your right foot back. We're going to take a modified side plank. So you can go ahead and flip your left foot out. Keep your hand really pressing down on the mat. Go ahead and lift your leg out to the side. Maybe lift your arm up. Next inhale, slowly bring your leg in front of you. Gonna take a camel split, so you can go ahead and grab into the inside of your foot. Take a big inhale, push your hips forward. Lift on the tip of the fingers, straighten out your leg. Open your heart. It's all about pushing it forward. Next inhale, switch, bring your right foot back down on the mat. Gonna take a low lunge. Maybe put your hands on your hips. Maybe your hands are on some blocks, or maybe they're on the ground. You just want your knee to be over your ankle. Hands are by your side. Two more breaths here. Next inhale, slowly bring your both hands beside your right foot. Tuck your back toe. Slowly lift off the mat, straighten both legs. You're gonna come into a pyramid pose. So you can take a big inhale, straighten your back. And exhale, let yourself melt towards your thigh, wherever you are. Again, maybe your hands are on some blocks here. Three more breaths here. Make sure you keep your hips squared. Next inhale, slowly walk the tip of your fingers in front. Let your left leg kick up towards the sky. Here, maybe you want to put your hands on a block. And maybe you want to use a strap to loop it around your foot. Really make sure you plant your hands down. We're going to attempt a sugar cane. So you're going to put most of the weight onto your foot. But in the beginning, maybe you want to put weight onto your hand just to kind of build up confidence. But when you get better at it, you want to put less and less weight onto your hand. Most of it onto your leg. So take a big inhale here. Most of the weight maybe is going to go onto your right hand to begin with. Bend into that left leg. Twist up. Grab into the inside of your left foot. The trick here is to pull forward. With your foot, you want to pull it forward towards the front. And you want to open your chest out as much as you can. One more breath here. Next inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale. Let that left foot come back down on the mat. This time, plant both hands down on the mat. We're gonna attempt a split here. So just slowly, maybe let yourself slide into a split. If you're still working on your split, Here I would recommend you pausing maybe this video, grabbing your blocks, and practicing the PNF stretching technique that I've taught you in my splits flexibility flow. So just take a block, start with a medium or high height. I'm talking while we're stretching, so, and you just want to place it in the middle of your thigh, press down for 9 seconds, then try and slide into your full splits. Repeat that 3 times on each side. If you have your splits, maybe you want to lay down on your front leg. Next inhale, come back up. If you were folding, plant your hands back down on the mat. Tuck the back toe, slowly lift off. Bring your leg back into downward facing dog. So we're just gonna repeat this little sequence on the other side. So whenever you're ready, just go ahead, walk left foot in between your hands. Lower down your right knee. Take a big inhale, arms raised up overhead, palms come to heart. Now take a big inhale and twist towards your left thigh. On your next inhale, maybe grab onto both hands, taking a side bend. Maybe tuck the back toe, lift off. On your next inhale, let your right foot lower down on the mat. Palms come back to heart. Bring it back to center. Shift the weight back. Straighten your front leg. Come into a half split. Making sure your hips are squared here. Maybe your hands are on some blocks. Get a big inhale. Straighten your back. Exhale. Let it melt onto your leg. Make sure your hips are squared. You keep your front foot flexed. Wherever you are, your back is straight. You're pulling belly button into the spine to help bring you closer to your leg. So always, always bring your belly button to your spine. 2 more breaths here. Next inhale, same thing. Plant your hands down on the mat. Kind of round up on your upper back. Try and tuck left leg down to your chest. Kick it back. Bring it to the side again. Lower down. I'm going to take the half frog pose again. Just need to scooch myself a little bit. So make sure knee is in line. Foot here is a little bit more out. Slowly start to bring forearms down on the mat. Let your hips sink down, focusing on that pelvic tilt here. Keep your heart lifted. Two more breaths here. Next, inhale, put the hands back down on the mat. You're gonna let it slide. So first, you need to readjust yourself and slide your right leg back on your mat like me. Put your hands back down. Take a big inhale. Flip. Maybe start by flipping this leg out, coming into a modified side plank. So kick up your left leg to your side. Bring left arm up. Take a big inhale. On your next inhale, bend your left leg, grab onto the inside. Taking that camel split again. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Press it forward and extend. You want to press your hips to the front and then come to the top of your finger to really get a full extension. Heart is pushing. Breathe here. 2 more breaths. Next inhale. Bring your left foot back in between your hands, coming into a low lunge. So maybe you need to readjust yourself. You want your left knee over left ankle. Let your hips sink down here towards the mat. So you want your hands by your side. Maybe they're on some blocks. Maybe you on your hips, or maybe they're on the floor. Wherever you are. Breathe. Two more breaths here. Next inhale, plant your hands back down between your feet. Plant your right toe back on the mat. Slowly straighten out both legs, coming into a pyramid pose. So here, pyramid pose, you want your back foot to be slightly tilting out. Heels are aligned. Take a big inhale, straighten your back. Maybe your hands are on some blocks. Exhale. Let it melt onto your thigh. Keeping your hips squared. Take 3 more breaths here. Next inhale, plant the tip of the fingers in front of you. Kick your right leg up, attempting sugar cane on the other side. So go ahead and bend onto your right leg this time. Kick up. Really push your heart forward to let your hips sink. Three more breaths here. Next inhale, bring it back to center. Lower back foot down. Plant your hands down. We're going to take a split again. So if you need to pause the video in your P&F technique, go ahead and do so. But if not, take a big inhale. Maybe tuck the big toes, the back toes, to make sure your hips are squared. Maybe melt just on the line. Two more breaths here. Next inhale, walk your hands back by your side. Plant the back toes down on the mat. Gonna go ahead and press into your hands, step your back foot, going back into downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. See if maybe Take a couple breaths here. See if you can sink maybe a little deeper into pose now. Your next inhale, lift both heels off the mat. Shift weight forward to high plank. In high plank, shift weight forward. Chaturanga. Hold. Let yourself lower all the way down onto the mat. Bring your arms maybe straight out by your side, or if you want a bit more of a stretch in your shoulders, go ahead and cactus the arms. Palms are facing down. Bring the forehead down on the mat. On your next inhale, you're going to kick into your left leg towards your right to bring your foot down on the other side. Kind of shifting your weight towards that right side. Maybe you use your hand in the front to help press, help you twist a little bit more, get deeper into the stretch. You can close your eyes. Two more breaths here. Next inhale, bring your back to center. Take a full breath here. Next inhale, we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and kick into that right leg towards your left this time. And take a twist for that left side. Make sure you're breathing here. Two more breaths here. And your next inhale, bring it back to center. This time you can walk your forearms down in front of you. You want your shoulders over your elbows. You want your legs to be just hips distance apart. We're going to take a Sphinx pose here. So you want to take a big inhale, press palms down on the mat. Pull your heart up towards the sky. Pressing down with your forearms. Two more breaths here. On your next exhale, slowly lower down. On your next inhale, we're going to bend into both legs. Grab onto the feet from the outside. We're going to take some bow pose rolls. So on your next inhale, slowly lift your chest off the mat. Kick yourself only halfway and start by rolling towards the right side. Keep kicking into your hands. Feeling that stretch. On your next inhale, come back to center. Same thing. Inhale, roll to the other side. Kick into both hands. Next inhale, come back to center. Really grab, get a better grip maybe. Inhale, lift off. So kick, kick, kick. Up. Not asking you to flip your grip today. Just focus on kicking. Exhale. Bring it back down. All right, we're gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. So go ahead, same thing. Grab onto your feet from the outside. This time, without the little rolls, we're simply just gonna kick up, really pulling up, lifting your heart. When you're ready, take a big inhale, lift up, and kick. Exhale, lower down, bring your left cheek to your mat now, maybe wiggle the legs again. On your next inhale, you're gonna plant your hands back down. Can come and lay down on your back. For now, gonna take a reverse bound angle pose. So bring the bottom of your feet together and let your legs open out to the side. Maybe use your hands to press your legs down towards the floor. Your next inhale, go ahead and bring your legs back together. Slowly walk yourself back up. I'm gonna come into a seated position. So go ahead and straighten your legs out in front of you. Flex both feet. Make sure your back is straight and long, heart is lifted. So maybe here, if you need, go ahead, grab your strap to help you pull yourself up, pull your chest closer to your thighs. We're gonna go ahead and attempt a forward fold here. So take a big inhale, arms raised up overhead. Exhale, reach forward, your heart is pulling forward. And maybe melt down onto your legs. Keeping your belly button into your spine because you're actively trying to pull yourself closer to your thighs. Three more breaths here. Your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back up by your side. Now you're gonna attempt to balance into a boat pose here. Grab on the grab your feet from the outside. You're gonna try and attempt a full boat pose. So you want to use your forearms to bring your legs as close to your chest as you can. Point the toes, really pull yourself up. Try and breathe wherever you are. more breaths here. Next inhale, slowly let your legs lower down onto the mat. This time you're going to come and lay down onto your back. Bring your legs straight out in front of you. Arms are straight by your side. You're going to take a big inhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Go ahead and grab onto your right. You're going to take a big inhale and lift both legs off the mat, coming straight up on top of you. No. You're going to take a big inhale, bring both knees to your chest. Just gonna wrap your arms around. Maybe take some rocks from side to side. Next inhale, you can straighten both legs up, top of you. On your next inhale, you're gonna bring your right leg in front of your left one. Kind of stacking both legs, eagling out the legs. Eagling out the legs here. And you're gonna let it fall towards your left side, bringing your left arm straight by your side, palms facing down. I'm gonna take a side twist here, looking towards your right. Try and keep both shoulder blades on the mat. Two more breaths here. Your next inhale, bring your legs back to center. Straighten out both legs. And on your next inhale, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and bring left leg in front of the right one this time. Try and eagle out the legs. Let it fall towards the right this time. Making sure that your left arm is facing, palm facing down. Both shoulder blades on the mat. You're looking towards the right. Three more breaths here. Next inhale, go ahead and bring your legs back to center. You can straighten out both legs slowly. Maybe lower one leg at a time down the mat. Alright, so we're going to finish this practice by taking a few breaths in Savasana. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you so much for the support. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.